Hey everyone, welcome back to Code with Poonam. This is day 11 of our 100 days of coding challenge in JavaScript. I hope you all are doing fantastic and enjoying the coding journey with me. Before we dive into today's challenge, I just want to take a moment to wish each and every one of you a very happy Diwali. May this festival of light brings joy, prosperity and success in everything you do. So let's brighten up our skills with today's coding challenge. So today we are going to solve a question related to a palindrome. Okay. So let's move to a VS Code and let's start our today challenge. Okay. So if you see here, the question is already mentioned in the VS Code. Okay. So already this question is mentioned. Now let us break down this question. So if we see here, what it is written, write a JavaScript, right? And then what it is written to find out it is a palindrome number or not. So let us take this JavaScript function and we will put it over here. Then we will take this part as well and we will put it here again. Now, since this question is related to a palindrome, we will write a function or create a function with a palindrome. Okay. So we will write is palindrome. Okay. And then let us make this P also capital. Now the next line, it is written number is a palindrome. So we will have to understand what is a palindrome number. So what I will do it for easy understanding, I will write here few numbers. Okay, that is 1 to 1. Let us write 141. I will write 151. There is a similarity in all these numbers. Let us see what is the similarity. Now, if you see here from start to end, and if you read from end to start, like 1 to 1 and 1 to 1 from both the sides, even here 141, and if you start reading from end to start this number, it is again 141 itself, similar to this as well, right? 151. So all these numbers are a palindrome number. Okay, so then if I have to tell you our original number will be is equal to our reverse number, that is the logic I will say here. So OG number is equal to REV number, correct? That is what it is there. Now how we will proceed with this question to solve in our this function, how we will make this happen. Okay, so now what we will do it, now since we have to reverse it, so JavaScript has a reverse method, but that reverse method is what is that reverse method? That is an array method, right? That is nothing but an array method. And what is it return? It returns an array, correct? So it returns an array. Now similarly, but if you see here, it returns an array, but this number is not an array, right? It is a number. So we will have to convert this into an array. So how can you convert into an array? What we will do, we will use a split method here. Now what does split method do? Split method is a string method, but that also you should remember. Okay, it is a string method and it returns an array. Now how will it returns an array? Depending upon the argument you pass, right? Over here whatever the argument you are going to pass, accordingly it is going to split up. Okay, now in this case we will split up without a space. So I will just pass here empty string or an empty quotes, you can say. So that means what will happen in this, it will become what, 1 and then 2 and then 1. That is what it will return an array in this case. So that is what we are going to do. Now if you see here, it is a string method, right? It's a string method. Now since it is a string method, it is a number. So then what we will have to do, we will have to convert it into a string. So what I will use, I will take a toString method here. With this, it is going to convert your number into a string. So this will convert what into string. I'll just put it over here, that as well. Now let's see how we will proceed with our function. Now how we will write it down now, all these things into this function. So what we will do now, we will take a function and we will write the function name. We have already decided that it will be is palindrome. So let us put it over here. Okay, and then we will make a call here. We will invoke it. And when we are invoking it, we will pass a number, but not a palindrome number. Let us pass another number so that we can see all the transitions which are happening, right? So I will pass here a random number. Okay, so I'm just passing a random number as an argument. So I will receive it here as a parameter. So I will pass here as a number. Now let us come here and do console.log number and let us test our function as well. So we will come here in our terminal and I will write what node and I will write here 11. Okay, because 11 is our today's challenge, right? So I'll just write it here, and if we see I got this number, that means this function is working fine, correct? Now after this, what we will do, now we are not going to go from top to bottom, we have to go from bottom to top. That is, first line number 11 we will do, then 10, and then 9. Okay, so then let us work on this first. So what we will do, we will create one variable. Okay, so let num str we will create, and we will convert this number into a string. So number dot to string method will help us to do that. So I will just write it over here like this. Now what we will do, now what we will do here is we will create one more variable. Okay, so let reversed str I will write here, or we can write revstr. Okay, now what here we will do, we are going to now split inside this, and we will check how the splitting is happening. So this number num str, because it needs a string, right? This needs a string, it's a string method, and then it will return an array. So this num str dot, what we will do, we will use a split. So I will write here split, and I will do it what, without a space, that is empty quotes or an empty string I will pass it, and I will just console it, and I will just check it, what do I get, revstr. And now let us test this in the terminal once again. So I will run this. Now what you get, 7890. So it has splitted the elements, and it, since it returns an array, it is returning an array also. So that is what we have done. Okay, now since you see this is the same number, right, 7890 in an array, correct? Now we will have to reverse it. So we have completed this two steps. Now let us complete this one also. So I will come here in line number 16 itself, I will use this reverse method also. So I will come here, and what do I will write, I will write a reverse method. And then when I write it, and once again if I console it here, you will see the array has been reversed. Now can you see, now you can compare this one and this one, correct? It is starting from 7, and here it is starting from 0. That is just the reverse of this number, we have got it, correct? But now when you will compare this string, you are going to compare with this reverse string, right? But that is not going to match, because this is a string and this is an array, totally different. So then one more method in this we are going to use it. What is that method we will use? That is a join method, correct? So we were going to use a join method. In the previous videos, I've explained about the join method as well. So do watch out that video as well. So just here I will say that join is what? It is an array method. It brings up the array elements together, okay? So that is what it is going to do. So what we will do here is, now here again what I will do it, I will use a join method, and with a parenthesis we will have to write it. It's a method, okay? And now here again we will have to pass our empty quotes or an empty string, I will say. Okay, so we are going to pass it, and we are going to join it here. Now once again we will save it, and we will see the difference now. Now if you do, I got just the same here, right? But what I am getting, it has joined, and we are getting like a number, correct? Now both of them are strings. 7890 is a string here, which we are going to use it now, and revstr also, correct? Now what we will do now, this string and this string we are going to compare. If that is same, then it is a palindrome number, right? So what we will do here is, we will come here and we will use again if else statement here. So what I am going to use inside this now, if else statement. So I will write here that num str, because it's a string, and the join, that is this method, what at the last it has returned me after joining. This is the number. So we will take here reverse string. If both are equals, if both are matching, then I will write here what, console.log, and what I will do here is, I will use our template syntax, and I will write here that this number is a palindrome number, correct? So I will write here number, and I will just write here is an palindrome, correct? So I will write here it is an palindrome number, correct? Now next what we will do here is, we have to take else part also, and we will come here and we will write a console.log statement here again, and we will just take the same line and we will put it here is not an palindrome number. Okay, now let us test it once again, and I will just rerun it, and you will see it is not a palindrome number. Obviously it is not, because when you read it from start to end and end to start, it is not the same, right? So what we will do here is now we will pass now in this, after this, let us pass a palindrome number, that is 1 to 1. Let us pass and let us see this here. Now you get here 1 to 1 is a palindrome number. So now what we will do, I will just clear the terminal again here and we will just comment this out, console.log number and console.log revstr, that is a reverse string. Okay, then once again let us run. Now you will just get that particular statement that it is a palindrome number or not a palindrome number, correct? Yeah. Now let us recap once again. So this is what we have done it here, right? So we are able to execute this correctly. We are able to understand what is palindrome, what is not palindrome. So let's have a quick recap of this question. So what we have done, we have found out what is a palindrome number. What is a palindrome number? When you read it from start to end, and when you read it from end to start, it has to be the same. So a number is a palindrome number only if we read it from backward and forward, it is same, that is known as a palindrome number. So that means original number is equal to reverse number. For that we will have to use all these 4 methods into this, that is reverse, split, toString and join, correct? Because reverse method is an array method. So first this number has to be converted into an array. For converting into an array, we will have to use a split method. But split method needs a string. So we will have to convert this number into a string. And then when everything is done, we will have to join everything, right? Because the output comes till here is an array. And we need it in a string to compare. So that is why we will join it and we will make it in a string and we will compare it off. Okay. So then we have written a function, we have converted into a string. Then that string we have split it up and we got our individual elements in an array. Then we have reversed it up and later on we have joined up so that we can compare as well. So after comparison using if else statement, we got that it is a palindrome or not a palindrome. And at the last what we have done here, we have just invoked it to test our function what we have written for a palindrome number, correct? So that is what is a palindrome number, and that is how you are going to check that a given number is a palindrome or not. Okay, so that's all for day 11. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and stay tuned for day 12 as well, where we will dive into another fun loving question. Okay, so once again, I wish you all a very, very happy Diwali, guys. Keep shining bright, keep learning and keep coding, and I will see you all up in the next challenge, that is tomorrow. So please subscribe. Thank you everyone. See you all. Take care. Bye-bye.